I'm an earthworm woman. In the mornings, I fill my tanks by breathing the energy of the sea and tasting the power of the sun penetrating my skin. There's an air of no care, which comes with age, and I hold my head up proudly, liking who I've become. I'm not afraid of smells, or dirt, or to walk barefoot across the stones. Sometimes I wade through the shallow water just to embrace its fluid element, my hair often crazy and loose, being pulled by and flying in the wind. I can be glamorous if I want to, although makeup was never my thing. And I've learnt that life is for living, not fearing, and so I absorb it like a sponge. Well, welcome and grand rising on this pretty bloody revolting day in Melbourne, I have to say. It's 11 degrees and I've got sand in my eyes on the beach. But can't complain, I suppose. Well, actually, I can. Just did. I have a beautiful woman on today who I have been, a lot of people know her from the past around her financial businesses and Freedom Financial Solutions and things like that she's been doing, and setting people up with self-funded superannuation, their self-funded superannuation things. Anyway, I'll get her to talk about that. But this program's all around women mostly, but not only women, who are basically either reinventing themselves or living in their strength. And I'm connecting it with something I did in the past called Raw Women, which is just all around challenging age and what we're capable of, and vibrancy and all of that. And so I'm really interested when I see people who are doing that and actually just taking their own life into their hands and making really interesting and positive changes. So Cass is one of those people. So I'm going to bring her on here. Actually, she's calling herself Catherine because she's Cass. Good morning. So she's in the elegant suite up in Queensland, where you complain about being hot rather than cold.
Very honey today. I've already been sweating this morning.
Change our setup. There. Is that too close?
No, that's good.
Yeah, so I've been watching you. Obviously, you came on Cafe Locked Out lots, talking about the financial stuff around your businesses and everything and what you've been doing and helping a lot of people. I might actually be seeing about my stuff too. But you've sort of been reinventing yourself as well, haven't you, over the last a little while? Tell me about when that started, what you've been doing.
Yeah. It really started in the COVID era. So I think, as terrible as these years have been for a lot of people, it's been devastating. But a lot of us have also found ourselves and found our new tribe, found our family, found our friends. So it's been since then. So before COVID, I was an accountant. I shouldn't say just an accountant. I was also a financial planner, a mortgage broker, a real estate agent, a justice of peace. You name it. I was in university for 16 years, degrees, diplomas coming out my wazoo. I just worked and ran big financial firms and won many awards. I ran the most awarded financial services firm in Australia. And
so you were certainly not just an accountant. That was probably the least of your things.
Yeah, and I was the most awarded accountant financial service operative in Australia. We've got like 55 national state awards, including the Telstra Business Award, which is a really big one.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was all pre-COVID, and then when and it was all about money, building portfolios, building property portfolios, share portfolios, superannuation. all about money. And then COVID hit, and the big thing for me was that another side to me was that I was a mother, and everything really, even all my business success, was so I could provide for my children. I lost everything, and I went bankrupt when I was in my 40s, and lost absolutely everything, and had 4 kids under 12 to raise on my own.
Wow.
And so I didn't get the luxury of, feeling down and sorry for myself. Well, I did, but I had to get back up on my feet. And so I built these businesses, and I worked 24/7. I worked myself into the ground. And the main thing to me was raising the children and protecting the children. And I researched vaccines 30 years ago when I was first pregnant, and there were more questions than answers. And I wasn't anti-vax. I just went, well, if they've got all these questions about these things they want to inject into my baby, I want answers, and there was no answers. The Australian Vaccination Network was around back then.
Yes,
and that's
I know. Well, actually, no. Yep.
That's where I got a lot of my information, because there wasn't Google back then. So I researched these vaccines, and then I decided not to. And I never infected any of my children with any drug, any poison. Antibiotics very, very rarely. Most of them didn't go to the doctor till they were had a broken bone. Never had, not even Panadol. If they had a headache, it's good. Put some hot things on your hot towel on your face and hot bath and go to bed sweating. I was a terrible mother. Anyway, but
I was the same, except your kids are a bit older. So I wasn't in Australia 30 years ago, but exactly the same.
So I raised very, very, very healthy. And if anyone watches my Facebook, they're very healthy specimens of children. And then COVID came, and because they're adults now, and I just went, I spent my whole life protecting them, and now I can't, because they're going to choose for themselves. And my son was playing professional football, and I knew that they would force him. And I was just a quiet accountant, just wanting to look after my own life, my own kids, leave me alone, stay out of my face. I don't talk to anyone. I'm just me. And then when that happened, I just went, the only way to keep my kids safe is to stand up on the world stages if needed and fight for this bullshit and stand up for everyone's kids. So, I started doing the rallies and standing on stages, and I dropped everything professionally. I walked away from my practices because I just went, well, money's bullshit anyway. The financial system's bullshit. The whole thing is an illusion. It's all a load of crap. Why have I spent my life learning this shit? And,
were you up in Canberra when you were on the stage at that point? Were you up in Canberra?
That's when I first started. And, I just went on a journey of standing on stages, going to rallies, trying to help wake people up, fighting health causes, and reinventing myself. So I walked away from my practice. I lost 20 kilos. I started yoga. I was always fit. I always did gym. But, I was working so hard. I was 20 kilos overweight.
So how did you just suddenly, was it that because you'd taken a different sort of turn, obviously, lots of us did, but something changed within that as well, you just by losing weight and everything?
Yeah, and it's something my daughter talks about, because she runs a health training, fitness training, PT, but it comes from the heart with saying that the more you change your body through fitness and health and good diet, the better your mental clarity becomes, then your mental health gets better, then you feel better, then you exercise more, and and it's a roller coaster. So instead of a backwards roller coaster where you're eating junk, you're drinking too much, you're sitting on your ass, you're working too hard, you're not meditating, you're not doing anything, you're just working, you go backwards. When you change and go, well, that's not, I was so overweight. I think I still looked good, but I was overweight. I was not healthy. I had arthritis through all my body. I would limp everywhere. I'd be groaning and moaning because I'd be so sore with inflammation. And then the more I went, Bikram yoga was a changing point. The more I just worked my body, sweated out all the toxins. Then I didn't want so many toxins. Then
the weight stuff as well sometimes is holding everything together, isn't it? I'll say he doesn't watch it, but my son was in a bad relationship, and he got so different shape to who he was, right? And he almost couldn't walk. He got out of that relationship, and he dropped 20 kilos immediately. And now he's actually doing more, plus he's going to the gym, and his whole demeanor is different.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
carrying all that, carrying maybe some negative stuff or heavy, obviously, with working around money and working around people's, all of that stressful stuff, you're probably carrying a lot of that as well.
Yeah, very much, and stressful, and just trying to provide for my children. And then, I mean, I am lucky; my children are older now, so I don't have to provide for them anymore.
Yeah.
But for people out there that are just starting a journey, like, it doesn't matter where you are. It matters is that every day you wake up and do something more for yourself. So I loved your introduction, Rohanna, because that's similar to me. Every morning I wake up, the first thing I do is stare at the sun for 15 minutes.
Well, I would if I could.
Yeah, well, I'm so lucky. The sun rises through my bedroom window, so I can actually.
I mean, Melbourne, we don't get much sun
You know,
at the moment. But I do. Yeah, I have to go there, and I have whether these dogs want to come with me. Exactly, it's just and I've been through a big transformation in the last 2 and 3 years, and some of it's been put out on Facebook recently, and I'm becoming me again, just going back into being a single Rahana, which is such an empowering, but also, God, why wasn't I not this person all these years?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's similar to what I've been doing. So every morning I get up, I stare at the sun 15 minutes, do breath work, and gratitude is just the biggest key. Like I'm absolutely not perfect, and I fall into a heap regularly, and people that follow me on Facebook see it, because sometimes shit happens and life gets me freaking down.
Well, we have to. We can't. We're not we're not robots, even though they may want us to be. We are not robots, and we have. I'm feel very much like often I have to really push myself to feel like not positive, but just believe. Keep believing. Keep believing. Keep going forward. Forward. It's all going to be fine.
Sometimes really hard to be positive, and then I think gratitude is the key. So every time I'm finding myself in a hole, which I'm in a bit of a hole at the moment, I just focus that 15 minutes in the morning, whether you're staring at the sun or even staring at a candle or just staring at beautiful nature or just staring at something or even with your eyes closed. And I just force myself to focus on everything that I'm grateful for. I even just start with little things like my kids, like the roof over my head, like the bed I'm lying on, whatever you can find to be grateful. And then the more you're grateful, the more you go, oh, yeah, I'm happy about that too, happy about that too, happy about that too. And it multiplies. And then you start attracting better things to you. You get more energy. So people on a health journey, it's about, you don't have to do 3 hours a day exercise. You just have to do every day something for yourself. And that starts a momentum of then you wanting to do more. You're wanting to then start, you might start walking and then all of a sudden you feel like a little jog. You might go to an easy yoga class and then eventually you start progressing through to harder yoga classes. Whatever it is, you just start and then keep taking the steps forward.
Yeah, because it does release something, even if you think, oh, can't be bothered or whatever. Once you get in there and just actually open up your head. I mean, I've started writing poetry in the last few years, and that's purely because I've allowed my brain just to be blank when I'm out walking, just open up to whatever. But all these people are agreeing with you here, and what Belinda purging? What is that? What's she saying there, Belinda? And the purging that comes with it is rough. Oh, that's Alicia. Sorry.
Funny about purging. I did a lot of purging on the week. I did a lot of purging on the weekend. There's a lot of things you can do to enhance your journey, and some of us do some extreme things. Which, if anyone wants to talk about me separately, I'm happy to talk about it. Maybe not on a open channel, but purging some of the trauma from the past. So my journey hasn't been easy. I saw Michael's podcast, the Facebook clip the other day. I have a different but similar health journey that I'm not going to share yet because there's certain family reasons that I can't. But it's all there, and it'll be coming out over the time, hopefully just to help people Really, I'm going into an area where I'm focusing on helping people recover from trauma, deep, deep trauma, and also related to what's happening in the world at the moment that we all want to stop. And one of the big key focuses of people in the freedom movement is stopping human trafficking. And it's an area that I want to move into, and helping people that have been through that sort of trauma in their past. Because it's astonishing. I looked at statistics. 1 in 4 Australian women have been through trauma.
Yep, I think we're on similar pages. I've written down a few. I've got a lot of stuff around, especially women at the moment. I really want to do some more stuff on that. Human trafficking thing's interesting. My sister up in Sydney once is talking like that as well. I think
there's a lot of people coming out of the woodwork, and the more we talk about it, and the more I believe there's a lot of people that have been through trauma. They don't even know they've been through trauma.
Yeah.
And the more people that come out and say, look, this is what happened to me, and I've only just remembered, the more people will go, oh my God, that sounds something similar to what I've been through. And then the more we can address this issue and help each other. So yeah, even though I've got the accounting and the financial background, I've actually just completed my bachelor's degree in metaphysics. And I'm studying my master's degree and PhD in metaphysics. And I've just done my NLP certification. I've just redone them. I did them 15 years ago. But
I know what NLP is, but people are probably very interested to know what I'm just going to, this question here is, Cass, the FSS that you started during COVID working. Yeah, it is, isn't it? You're still doing that, aren't you?
Yeah, Freedom Financial Solutions is our accounting firm, and we do a self-managed super fund and help people invest in gold and silver. The community you're talking about, that was something completely different. That's not connected to FFS, and yeah, it's all fallen. It's all completely fallen in an absolute heap. We'll probably come back to that. So yeah, metaphysics. Everybody asks me what it is, and there is a definition of metaphysics. Google it. But to me, it's actually about everything I've ever learned during my life. So when I was 14, I started reading psychology texts because my brother was studying to be a PhD psychologist. And I started reading every self-help book you could get. And then every modality of healing, from acupuncture to aura soma, aura massage. I've done aura massage. I've done kinesiology, as in I've got the treatment on myself. And learning to tap into source and gratitude and all of that. That's all metaphysics. So everything a lot of us have already know and already do is all wrapped up under the banner of metaphysics. So so I've just done my my bachelor's, and now I'm doing my master's and PhD. Some people say, yeah, that's just a load of crap. You know, you just sign up and pay the money. It's not. If you think that, sign up and pay the money and see if you can get through it. Because I'm a year later, I submitted my master's paper and they rejected it. So, it's not.
Where do you do it all online, or because?
Yeah, so it's called the University of Metaphysics, but I think it also goes by the name of University of Sedona. So I have done, so I'm doing that. It's mainly just a learning thing. To me, I'm all about learning so that then I can help others on their journey. So, and that's what I'm doing with these, and the NLP and the hypnosis and the coaching. And I'm also doing a trauma coaching speciality and
hypnosis as well.
Yes, hypnosis, self-hypnosis, light induction, so that when people have got problems, you might just induce a bit of a trance state to help them get through that problem. I'm not really doing any of that yet. I'm still doing all the financial consulting, but there seems to be a whole new pathway opening up.
Yeah. So just, you were recently in Bali. Was that to do with the yoga stuff, or?
No, I was doing the NLP and coaching and master coaching NLP courses in Bali.
Oh, you just happen to be doing the yoga as well.
Yeah. I just do yoga as a hobby on the side. And then I went to Fiji to do the advanced trust speciality, asset protection, to protect all our assets in trust against the government. So two completely opposing fields.
Yeah. Yes.
But somehow I think they're coming together.
Wow. So NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, isn't it? Yeah. So it's all about, is that about, well, you tell me, what is that about?
It's about using our words to help people change, and using and picking up on people's words and helping them change their words. So, for example, if someone says, I'm depressed, well, no, you're not. It's actually physically impossible to be depressed. You're Rahana. You're not depressed. You're Rahana. And who are you that more? You're also a mother. You're also a beautiful person. You're also a spiritual person. You're also helping people. You are so much more than depression. So it's about helping people step away from their labels, their way of talking, their way of thinking, just through conversations and light hypnotic trances, and just changing the way people think by they're changing their thoughts.
What is Nettie saying? At 12 years old, I believed that Jesus died and rose again. It changed my life. I did not know that I needed to do that. Jesus was... Okay, sorry. I have both... So Rachel, Kylie, I have both. It comes with OCD, hoarding up. So I don't really know what you're talking about there. I should put the comments up when they're connecting. But yeah, that is true. That is true. That's called labels. But I mean, sometimes I'm depressed could just be a mood of the time. It's not, doesn't mean you're always that person, of course.
But I mean, when people say I'm depressed, it's like, well, are you always depressed? Is that always who you are? Is that only what you are? Are you other things? So it's just helping people with words to rise through their problems and transition. And as I said, I'm not practicing any of it. I'm just learning it all.
You're learning lots of things around one, which are connect. I'm just trying to get the right angle. You're learning loads of things. It seems that are all going to connect up to the one thing, which we're just so many people. There's trauma on all levels. Like young people don't even realize. I think, you said it before. They don't even realize what they have, because like my kids in their early 20s, and they're very not so much my son. We don't even go there. Don't even go there. Don't look there. Don't stop. Why are you always worried about that? Why are you always worried about that? Why are you always don't even.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about it. And so trauma is really important to release, and it's also what I believe is that we're here as a generation, whatever we call ourselves, light workers or whatever it is, but we're here to break generational trauma.
Yes.
There's been trauma throughout the history of all of mankind, and particularly our generation with the certain trafficking and everything that's been going on. It's absolutely inhumane and crazy, and the world is in a really dark, horrible place. But I believe there's a whole lot of us here to break that curse, to break that.
I do too. Yes.
Trauma. Stop it. It stops here. It stops with us. Enough of this shit. And I feel that's part of where I'm going. As I don't know where I'm going, and a bit like you, Rahana, what I'm open to is just, I'm open to source leading me to wherever I need to go. I'm still doing my job, doing my work, raising my kids, but there's a calling coming that I'm feeling, and part of my health journey. So my health journey was when I was 16, I could hardly walk.
Well, that's right. I remember you saying this. Yeah,
I could hardly walk, with hip pain, foot pain, back pain. By 21, I was in a bed for a year. Couldn't walk at all.
What was that all about? What was the pain all from?
That's
okay.
Released.
Yep.
For later. By 21, they just said to me, I will be in a wheelchair by the age of 30. I'll never have kids, and I'll never walk. After the age of 30, I'll never walk again. I'll be in a wheelchair and I'll never have kids. And I was only about 20, 21, 22 at the time, and I just went, nah, bullshit. I call bullshit, and I'm not going to do that. They just wanted me to take painkillers every single day. I have injections, cortisone injections, both shoulders, neck, and back every 3 months, and live in a life of despair. And I just went, no. So that's when I was 21. I started seeking all the alternative health, chiropractors, physios, you name it, I did it. And now I'm still healing. I've still got problems in my hips, but if you've seen my Facebook, I don't look like I've got too many problems. So I've gone from, being diagnosed as never going to walk, never have children, to I have 4 absolutely stunning, beautiful, successful children, and I'm a picture of health at my age, because I just refuse to give up. I refuse to say no. I'm just going to accept medical, pharmaceutical intervention for the rest of my life. I went, no, there must be more.
And so I've had a couple of people on recently who think like that. Well, I mean, Fiona's been on a few times. Fiona Goldsmith believes obviously we can heal ourselves, whatever it is, and you're doing that. And Dr. Darrell Wolfe in America who's just constantly putting out, showing how, everything comes from certain parts of our body, and that's where the illness or whatever you've got is coming from, and we've got the propensity to fix it, to heal it.
Absolutely. And that's what I've been focusing on for 30 years as well, and then even more so now. What was holding me back before was working so hard and always sitting and drinking and eating crap. Now that I'm freer and I go to the beach whenever I can, or every morning I walk the dog in the sun, go to yoga, go to the gym, and then I sit down. I still do like 5 or 6 hours work a day, if I have to. But I spend most of the time.
Sometimes I love working. It depends what the work is. You see, if I do creative work, it's not even work.
Yeah, it's not even work. And funnily enough, the financial things I'm doing are creative to me, and so I do enjoy that. But yeah, the self-healing.
If it's your passion as well, if it's a part of you, like I'm doing a bit of support work, and it's nice because I have to do it to pay the rent, but it's nice because it's doing a nice thing, but it's not, I'd prefer not to be doing it, but it doesn't matter. It's okay for now, but I've got all these creative things in the pipeline, and being asked to write something recently and things like that, which is really, it's really good for me. So I'm doing, I don't know if you know, I do, so one of Michael's plays is called Marooned, which is a suicide prevention piece. And it's been going for several years. And I'm doing it now. I produce it and I'm acting as well. But I'm doing the next productions at the end of the year up in Colac for the farmers, around farmers' health. And then I'm going to make it into a film. And that's I'm doing this. At the moment, I have zero money for it, but I'm going to do it.
And are you working with the girl that specialises in the farmers' suicide? I met her on Saturday night at an art auction.
Is her name like Lydia or something like that?
Yes, Leela.
Apparently, she did something. Pardon?
I could connect you with her. So she's
yes,
she runs a charity to do with farmers' health.
People have told me about her. Exactly. No, I just this play's been going everywhere. We went to Canberra in front of the army, been to lots of country towns. Every time we put it on, people say you need to get this play everywhere. And so that was always my goal. And so I got a grant for the farmers up in Colac with the Red Rock Regional Theatre. But I would like to be in touch with her. I think what she's been doing is quite different. But yeah, anything, because that's, suicide's getting worse. And that's another reason why I really want
1 in 10 farmers. One farmer every 10 days in Australia.
One farmer every 10 days, exactly. Yeah.
And that's not just the farming industry. I mean, the COVID did so much damage to relationships, to families, to mental health, to drug addictions, that there's so much need for healing in this world.
Oh, absolutely.
Stand up and be part of this moving forward to help heal each other.
I mean, the destruction, like just some of the things you said there on relationships, some were foreseeable, I suppose, but some people are living in situations where they're not with the person, but they don't want to break up the marriage. But because, one person went that way, one person went that way, there's lots of situations like that, I believe, as well, which are huge amounts of destruction. I had Jess on a few weeks ago, Jess Scarlett, and she was talking about her son and young people. They were around 18 during the COVID. Actually, my kids were the same, so maybe they were younger. And her son knew a couple of friends who took their lives. They can't see what's ahead.
No, it's terrible. But anyway, I do believe enough of us are rising to hopefully hold humanity and guide people towards improving this situation, because unfortunately, though, I don't know how you feel about it, Hannah, but I think things are going to get worse before they get better.
That's what people are saying, because they're trying to remove food and us growing food. And in Victoria, not that I do this, they're doubling the pet registration, so they want people to give their pets up because they can't afford to actually have them.
Yeah, because they want to get rid of another human connection that is really important to us.
Yeah.
Also, people that follow me know that I love my dogs. They really keep me going, and it's so difficult now. I think taking a dog to a vet's more expensive than taking a human to a doctor for sure. Like,
I know you had to take your dog recently, but I
yeah,
mean, my 2 dogs have never had a single vaccine or anything.
yeah, no, he hasn't either, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't prevent him when he has an accident. He had
No.
stick go through the back of his throat. It was
I
terrible.
keep seeing people with sticks and thinking, I had to.
Teaching him how to carry. He's fat. He loves sticks, but I'm teaching him to catch a ball now because he it was a miracle that he survived. Absolute miracle.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Yes.
it's insane because they're real protectors as well, dogs. I've never used to be a dog person, but wow.
And now that he's survived, I've realized he would give his life for me. So,
Yeah.
if anyone comes near me, he's so protective, and he would go down. He would go down fighting for me, and I know that. And it's wonderful, and that's the human connection with dogs is that they'll give their life for us. Yes, I can understand why they would want to take the dogs away, because they're a human connection, they're a human protection. They help us deal with everything that we deal with. So of
Yeah.
course, we want to take them away.
That's right. So now, so after Bali, you went to Fiji. So you tell me about that one because you said that was around assets, and I think a lot of people at the moment are racing again into the city. I was going to do it last Friday to get some more heavy
Dog silver.
assets. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing for the last, ever since COVID. And a lot of people may have seen me when I first hopped in Michael's truck. I was a drowned rat. It was pouring with rain at a Canberra rally.
Mm.
The rally had been called short because there'd been some violence. And I followed Michael to his truck and jumped in and said, "Can I say something?" And I didn't even know what I was going to say, but I just sat there and I just said, "You've got to get gold and silver. The financial system is going to crash. You've got to get gold and silver. You've got to get your superannuation out of the system and put it into self-managed super fund and buy gold and silver."
Yeah.
And then everyone around Australia went, "What do you mean? What is this lady talking about? What do you mean what is self-managed super fund?" So self-managed is simply you take it off all those bloody institutions, because if you've got your money on what I call the online super accounts, they're investing in BlackRock and Vanguard and all the big funds that control the whole world. Some people saw last week that the Albo just gave away $1 trillion or something of superannuation assets in Australia to Trump.
Was that the superannuation? I
Yeah.
said I heard the trillion bit.
So if you've got your money in those online accounts, people like Albo just do whatever they want with it.
Wow.
Whereas self-managed super fund, you take it out of those bloody accounts, you put it in your own bank account, your own superannuation bank account, you control, and then you go and buy something like gold and silver. And the majority of our clients just store it at home in their safe or in their backyard, and that it's out of the whole hands of the corporations, it's in your hand. And yeah, a lot of my clients bought gold and silver a few years ago, so they're all so happy that they heard what I said in Michael's truck that day. And then, I've been saying it ever since. Get gold and silver, get physical assets, gold, silver, food, water, land, even ammunition, guns. The money in your bank, cash at your bank, is worthless. You could wake up tomorrow and that bank account is frozen and you can't touch it again.
Yeah.
Physical assets.
And BlackRock knows there is a flat crash coming.
Fiat
They're
cash,
investing now
fiat.
in gold.
Yes. So
I
we
saw
call
something.
money, we call the cash at bank, cash in hand. It's what's called fiat, which is just money. Just paper money. That paper money, if you hold a $50 bill in your hand, what is it worth? Nothing. 5 cents, 2 cents, the paper it's written on, that's it. It's a representation of money that you've got in an account, in an online account, which they can close any minute. They can simply say money is worthless. And every day, money, I don't know the latest statistic, but I did hear not so long ago that money was depreciating in value by 1% a day. A day. So $50 that you've got in your hand now is worth $50. In a week, it's only worth $45.
Wow.
Because that's how quickly the cost of goods and everything is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Cost of living, cost of everything. They are squeezing us. The financial crash that I said 3 years ago is absolutely coming. People have said to me, oh, yeah, but Cass, you've been saying this for years. And I say, yeah, everyone that put money into gold and silver 3 years ago or 2 years ago or 1 year ago, doesn't matter, the crash hasn't come. They're still bloody happy. They listen to me.
Yes. I did actually see something, I don't know if it was where it was, that the gold has just plummeted. Is that correct? Or am I
You
seeing?
bullshit. Gold's gone up 178% since I first
Yeah.
started.
It was like 3 days ago. I think they were trying to.
It's come down about 10%. But that's
Right.
media. If it's gone up, even just this year, or in the last 12 months, it's gone up 50%. So it has come back down 5%, 8%, 10%, depending which day you measure it. But that's just what markets do. The share market,
That's right. Yeah.
by 80, when we have a GFC or another share market correction, which we will any day now, it'll be a 50 to 80% correction. So gold coming down by 5 to 8% is nothing. It's nothing. But the media just make a big deal about it.
Yes, exactly. The scare, everything is about fear, isn't it? Fear mongering.
And it's still far better to have that gold and silver physical asset in your own hand or a vault or wherever you want to store it, rather than having share market, which will crash by 50 to 80%, or fiat money, which could just be frozen, locked in an account, or depreciated.
Is that what you said? Fiat, not flat.
Yeah. So I'm still very passionate about helping people get their assets secure. And so in Fiji, that was a long way of answering your question. So in Fiji, we were learning very, very, very advanced asset protection strategies about moving all your assets into what we call a living trust. So instead of waiting till you die and then leaving it all to your beneficiaries, you put it all in a trust now while you're still alive. And the reason I'm so passionate about it is that it protects it against your future marriage partners, stepchildren, other people that might want to claim your money, but it also protects against the government and the future wealth and death taxes.
That's what I've heard. Yes, because I've recently done my dad's probate. I did it to save $5,000 or something like that. And who said it? Someone said, I wouldn't have had to do any of that if it was in a trust. Yeah.
So I did. I've been working with trusts for 30 years. I did my master's degree thesis paper on trusts in 2002. So that's 20 years ago. And I've used trusts ever since. But now it's even more important to get these trusts set up, because from Fiji, while I was over there, they announced these changes to the Division 296 tax laws, which basically they made it out to be a fantastic thing, that they were now no longer going to tax the unrealised capital gains in a super fund. They made it out to be like, oh, good on us, we've backtracked on the law, we're not going to do that. But the hidden message underneath was, yeah, but we still need more taxes, we still need more money. Watch this space. And I was sitting in Fiji in a room with 50 very high-level strategic asset protection accountants and lawyers, and we just immediately went, death taxes and wealth taxes and gift taxes. They're coming down the line.
Death taxes.
Death taxes. So in the UK, when you die, they tax your assets 40%. And so the Australian government, they backtracked on the unrealised gains tax, but they started talking about a 40% tax rate on superannuation above 10 million. So they're all, and 30% on superannuation above 3 million. So they're already throwing around these 30 and 40% bracket numbers. And yeah, all of us accountants in the room just went, yeah, we see what's written between the lines in this, and clients need to get their money into these living trusts before they die if they want to protect their beneficiaries from 30 to 40% tax on all assets.
Okay, so here's some questions. How do you get a trust fund through? So
you see an accountant like us that specialises in setting them up, and they're very, very unique. This isn't just any accountant that will set it up. This is a very, very advanced strategy that needs to be done in combination with a very high-level tax accountant with a strategist lawyer, that we work together on these structures.
So if she wanted to contact you,
yeah, I can just put my details in the chat. I'll just put them in.
Oh, you can put them in. Yeah, great. I'm just going to go back while you do that. Penny's has a big comment.
Yeah, Freedom FFS for anyone who ever wants to look us up. Freedom FFS, so freedom for Fred's sake, freedom for
And that's where the self-managed as well is. So
Yeah, stuff like fund accounting, trusts, tax. I was going to say tax avoidance. We don't do that. Tax unification. Everything. And we set up just for the freedom movement. As I said, I walked away from my old practice, and we set this up, Freedom FFS, for like-minded people. Our clients are all like-minded. We don't take on not like-minded. So Penny had a question.
Oh, no, she hasn't got a question. She had a really big statement about the banks because, I mean, look, a lot of people have said, one person said they're very confused or very confusing. I mean, it isn't and it isn't. That's, if you can read that, the banks exist for their profit. Oh, yes, we know that. Do you know how much profit the banks made in Australia from tapping your bank card or payments? Yeah, we talked about, I don't know if we talked about in your, collectively makes roughly $10 to $40 million a day in revenue just from interchange fees and related payment processing charges. If we add in merchant advice, merchant service fees, and digital payment, I mean,
it's insane. But it's even more important than that is the Bail-in Act, which I spoke about a lot. I won't spend too much on it, but the Bail-in Act was introduced in 2017. It's through Parliament. It's in their laws, which basically says if there's a financial crisis, the banks can freeze your accounts and use your money.
Yeah, I bet they can. And yet, if you go in there and say you want a bit of your money out, it's like, what do you want that for?
Yeah.
You got to actually lie to get your own money out. It's
exactly.
absolute
So
insanity.
Gold and silver, I tell everyone to put it all into gold and silver and have that rather than cash and bank. Just have a bit of living expenses in the bank and nothing more.
So someone asked a question, and this is obviously, what do you think of the digital ID? I mean,
yeah, of course we all hate it.
We have to see. I saw a thing came up this morning, obviously 27th of December, we will have to put in our things to even get into Google. Well, I don't really try not to use Google. Does that matter? Does that mean Brave as well? Does that mean getting into Facebook? Does that mean, what are
Who knows? We all need to resist it as much as possible, but there's going to be things that you just can't. Anyone who's on Centrelink, I think, will be forced into it. If you want your payment, you're going to have to sign up to the digital ID. We all know it's coming. We just have to avoid it as much as possible and keep fighting it. Keep fighting every which way we can and make it a choice. Tell the government we want it to be a choice. And there needs to be another way of doing things. But yeah, there's scary times coming ahead, Rahana. We've got the digital ID. We've got, I believe the financial crash could be this year. Could be any day now. November is often.
Not next year. Wow.
October, November is often a very unstable time on the markets. I don't know if
anyone. So I'm really going to get the people coming to see my plan.
I don't know if anyone's following the UFO that's about to arrive and start the war with it. Well, anyway, there's a lot coming down.
Is that the Atlas something or other?
Yeah, there's currently 3 of them already in our orbits. And anyway, we go down so many rabbit holes. And I think that comes back to your original question, Rahana, is about health and well-being, because every time I start feeling myself going down one of the rabbit holes about the digital ID, oh my God, they're going to control everything. The smart cities, oh my God, we're not going to be able to go out without surveillance. And I've got a 5G tower right outside my window. Every time I go down the rabbit holes, I just bring myself back to all that really counts. Well, not all that counts, but one of the most important things at the moment is focusing on your health and fitness and your spirituality and becoming the best version of yourself. Because let's say if you're religious, if Redemption Day is next month, if the book of Revelations is correct, which I'm just in the process of reading, it's very scary. If that's correct and it's redemption is just around the corner, where are you at? Are you where you want to be when Creator or Source or whatever it is, or if this world just explodes because an alien ship shoots at us, whatever? Are you ready to cross over? Have you made the most of your life? Have you apologized to everyone you hurt? Are you good in your heart? Are you standing in your truth? Are you really being who you should be? And health and fitness and yoga and meditation and sun gazing and walking barefoot and drinking good water and eating good food, all of this is just part of preparing us for whatever is coming. We can't prevent everything that's coming. We can try. We can't protect ourselves against everything that's coming. We can try. But the best protection we can have is to be the best version of ourselves and be ready for whatever is coming. And the stronger we get, the stronger we help everybody else. Someone said to me on Saturday night, you give someone a compliment, you can change their entire day. That person is then uplifted, smiles more, and may give other people compliments. One little compliment can affect 100 people and improve their day. So imagine if we all went around complimenting people. Like, I love your hair today. I love what you're wearing today. Oh, you look fantastic today. You look healthy today. Imagine if we started giving out positive vibes and positive energy and increased our vibration. We then start vibrating and helping everyone else around us lift. And whatever's coming, whatever they have got planned for us, I believe the only way through is to lift all of our vibration and our health and face the challenge.
I mean, it's so easy sometimes to go the other way. People, I find there's a lot of angry people out there and very quick to just lash out at people. I mean, I had a sort of a car park incident the other day. I didn't even realize I was driving my 96-year-old guy that I support. And I want to park. He's staying in the car, so I wanted to park sort of so that in view. And there's a car parked here, like waiting, and I passed her, and I took the space that was up there. She was way back here. And as I walked past, she's screaming, like really going off at me out the window. You took my space. I'm like, well, you're up here. How was I? But she was just so full of anger, and like just thought, oh, whatever.
Yeah, you probably get it too, Lorraine. I get lashed out on my Facebook. You know, people just try and, I think they're probably bots trying to harass me or something, or they could be real people. I just thank them. I say, thank you.
A real person.
Yeah, thank you.
No, I don't really get that. I don't, because I don't put much up, but I have to say I put this onto my YouTube. It may get taken down because somebody else got taken down because of certain words and whatever.
Yeah, it may. But yeah, I've talked about things on channels where I just talked one day about interest rates rising and why that was. And I was on a live Instagram and it got shut down immediately. Like, no, I'm not allowed to talk about interest rates. That's too dangerous.
She said the word rising. She's positive things.
No, what I actually said was the only reason they're rising is that there's only two possible reasons. And that was, one, just to kill Australia and kill the economy and destroy us all. Or two, all the people that are high-level economists in the Australian government are absolutely stupid. At that stage, the live feed just
probably the first thing. But does anyone have any, just basic questions while we're here? Because
I'll have a look through the questions.
I have got a bit of superannuation still in a thing, but which I will get out. But yeah, I mean, years ago I did the same thing. I went shopping, so I'm going to go shopping again for the heavy things. Oh, yeah, I know what I was going to say. So, what about also things like the Bitcoin and that kind of thing? I'm really have no idea.
Yeah, I've got a saying on Bitcoin. It's not popular amongst the Bitcoin activists, but I say put what you can't afford to lose into gold and silver, and what you can afford to lose into Bitcoin, like all crypto. I do believe there's a place in everybody's portfolio for it, maybe about 5% of your wealth, or 10%.
And you have to have a cold wallet. Is that right?
Look, I use Ainsley Bullion because I just like them, trust them. They're like us. They're like-minded. They've been around 50 years. There are so many scams in the Bitcoin crypto market. That would be my next recommendation. Is if you're going to do it, I would go to Ainsley. I've just given them how much I wanted of my net wealth and said, here, you guys look after this. You do it for me, because they do the cold wallet and the storage and they do all of that. And
okay.
I don't want to do any of that. It's too complicated for me. So I just give it to them. Just be really, really careful, but do have a little bit, because if it does do what some people say, you don't want to miss out on that market.
Yeah.
But just put in what you can afford to lose, because it's very, very, very speculative. There's financial questions in the chat, Rohana, but like, if you don't mind, I do a free Q&A on financial questions every every fortnight.
Well, there we go. Someone
Where
just said.
people can just log on, ask whatever financial question you want. If it's a quick one, I answer it straight away, and it's all free. If it's a bit specialised to you and I need more information, I tell you how to make an appointment. But yeah, they're all free. So once a fortnight on our website, top right-hand side, Freedom FFS, Freedom for fuck's sake, don't forget that.
Yeah, no, I've just joined your thing, so absolutely.
Just click up top, it's got upcoming events, and our free Q&A is always on that. So rather than financial questions here, let's talk more interesting things.
Where is the best place to buy gold and silver? Well,
Ainsley Bullion. So they are in Brisbane, Gold Coast, and Melbourne, but they also deliver Australia-wide. Look, there's other ones. As Good as Gold is in Adelaide. You've got ABC Bullion in Sydney, but sorry, ABC, if you listen to this, I don't support you. They treat their clients. I don't support them. They treat their clients just like another number. I would prefer people deal with Ainsley Bullion or As Good as Gold or Gold Bullion Australia. But
they're on our page.
Yeah, they're on our page. Yeah. And that's what I like Ainsley Bullion is because, like, the conversations you can have with them, you're not going to be able to have with other gold dealers because they're on our page. They know why we're buying the gold and silver. They can also store it for you. So if people don't want to pick it up and store it at home, Ainsley Bullion have storage facilities, and I have all of mine there. That's how much I trust them. I have all of mine stored with Ainsley Bullion. So.
Yeah, it's quite funny when you go back into those places and it's all, you wonder whether, like, all the years ago, it was just all of us going in and out. Oh, hi.
Yeah.
But Good as Gold Bullion.
Yeah, As Good as Gold, Ainsley.
Yeah. It's best to, I mean, it's like you said, good to trust. If you can trust someone, if you know about them, best to go with them a bit.
Yeah, and people also ask me when is the best time to buy gold and silver, and I say basically anytime you have money in your bank, buy it. And that's what I do. I don't check the price and go, oh my God, it's going to go down next week. Maybe I should buy it. I just go, I spend money in my bank. I'm going to go buy gold and silver because I would prefer it in gold and silver than in a bank account that can be frozen. And the stuff I speak about online, I'm surprised they haven't frozen me already. So yeah, get your money into gold and silver. Ainsley Bullion are great. If you say I sent you, I get nothing out of it. I never wanted any commission for saying any of what I'm saying. But if you tell them I sent you, they'll give you a small discount.
Okay. That's in all centres, cities.
Yeah. Just tell them I sent you. They know me quite well. Simply because I've sent so many clients there that they're wondering who is this Cass Smith, and now I have a great relationship with Ainsley.
And so, Martin got a good thing in there as well. Nice to see you, Martin. So look, it's really good for us just to keep, even if we repeat stuff. It feels like I feel often on my Mondays. Sometimes we're talking similar stuff or repeating, but it's all the same stuff about us coming together, about us getting ourselves together as much as we can.
So I'd be happy to come on again, Rohana, because a lot of these questions I could answer. We just don't have enough time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be happy to talk again because I think things are going to unfold fairly quickly from here on in. So the more we can support each other and hold the information, keep offering the information, answer questions, help everybody support each other, the better.
So what you were talking about before, the religious sort of stuff. I mean, I know nothing about that. I've been growing up a non, even though I'm Jewish. Became Muslim when I was 5, but not Muslim, but Muslim name. But my parents, we never learned anything about Christianity. I feel like I almost should go and read the Bible or something, to find out what's be quite interesting.
Metaphysics is probably another way of describing metaphysics is you've got Christianity. I was raised Catholic, but you've got Buddhism, you've got all of these different religions. And another way of describing metaphysics is that we don't subscribe to any particular religion.
Okay, yeah.
They all have their good points. Things in the Bible are amazing. And the 12 commandments, treat each other as you expect to be treated yourself. Don't cheat, don't lie, don't kill. I mean, basic human concepts. So
12 commandments, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and because I believe in the 12 commandments doesn't mean I'm a religious fanatic. I'm not Christian, I'm not Catholic anymore. I am basically all religions. I adopt all of the
Spiritual.
parts of,
Yeah.
spiritual, which is
Same.
all of the parts of all religions that make sense. The parts of the religions that don't make sense, like, don't eat pork on a Sunday. So, well, that doesn't make sense. So I choose not to adopt that. Other people might choose to adopt that, but I choose not to. I'm not going to criticize you if you don't eat pork on a Sunday, and I don't expect you to criticize me if I eat pork on a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's all about acceptance of everybody's beliefs, as long as they're for the betterment of humankind.
Oh, there is a question here now. Sorry. Which do you recommend, gold or silver? I mean, I would do both.
That's a really good question. I normally and I can't say recommend because no one's allowed to advise on gold and silver. This is just my personal opinion. I used to always do 70% into gold, 30% silver, because gold has got the long-term history. It's been around 5,000 years. One of the original traditional jobs in the beginning of the world was the goldsmiths. It's been around that long. So gold is a traditional investment that goes up on average 10% per annum. It goes up on average more than the share market and more than the property market. People don't know that. It is more stable than the share market. So it is a good long-term investment, gold. So I do 70% gold, 30% silver. But at the moment, silver has got a long way to go. We do believe silver's undervalued. So at the moment, I do 50% gold, 50% silver. So once again, that's not a recommendation. That's just my personal, what I do it myself.
Yep. And it's, well, you have a bit of prediction knowledge about, where it's going to go, but we really don't know as well.
We don't know. And anyone who does want to follow the technical detail of gold and silver, Ainsley Bullion do regular podcasts as well, which are free. You can go on their website, register as on their newsletter or whatever, and you'll get informed about that. That's if you do want a lot of the technical detail.
Okay, well, I don't need to hold you up any longer or whatever. Like you said, if you want to come back because things are going to change, I hope this year at least isn't dramatically changing, because I've got some projects I really want to get done. I want people to come, but I'm just keeping that positive, and I'll keep looking forward and keep being the best. And I just, I don't know. That sentence was nothing. Wasn't going anywhere. But have you got anything last you'd like to say?
No, just that's, as I said, that's all we can do is stay positive and keep moving forward and treat our lives as if next year will be okay, and we'll just see where we are when next year comes.
Exactly. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and also my 3 supporters. I just have to always do a little plug for them. So I'll start with Denise with her hemp oil, because any products that get sold through with the code earthwormwoman, she will help me a little bit. Same with Intimate Duet. Her product, she's getting beautiful stuff for Christmas. And I'm going to have Denise on soon because she's setting up a shop in Queensland. I'm not really sure where I think she's near Townsville, her hemp oil shop. And now there is Go to Life with the oxygen that I've been drinking again this morning, with his oxygen products. So thank you for those 3 supporters. And thank you very much, Cass, for coming on. And everyone have a look at her website.
See you all.
It's in the comments.
Okay.
Speak again. Okay.
See you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
I am not just a product made to satisfy the pocket, nor do I require the same fame others seek. I desire your heart, the passions that make you a woman, any woman, every woman. My scents are a representation of purpose, courage, confidence. Each botanical ingredient a praise of thanksgiving and self-care. The way I feel upon your flesh, a comfort of nourishment, as I feed dehydrated and depleted layers of skin, bursting for a new life of regrowth and youthfulness. If I stir your soul with each application, let it be known that you, too, are an intimate duet woman.